money's not something that's free. Seems the roll of the dice never rolls back to me. And oh, it's already gone. A bird in my hand, 2 cans in the other, start spinning around. Now here comes another, and oh, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing, and all you wanna do is get up and stop running. You can't hang long 'cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, is life's too short to be worried about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. And all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hang long 'cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, is life's too short to be worried about you hurting for long. Whoa, it's already gone. Already gone. It's already gone.
What is up, Jags fans? We are here, and we are ready to go on a Friday night. Friday night shows, as you guys know, are my favorite shows because we do have film loaded up on the Pittsburgh Steelers and what the Jags are going to have to do to win the game. But more importantly, there's less pressure on these Friday night shows. You know, people watch the Tuesday night film breakdowns for the in-depth analysis and the X's and O's, but Friday night seems like more for the boys. Maybe I'm oversimplifying it. Before we get into everything, gotta pump the social media. Twitter, Instagram, everything. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, that's on you, and you got to get that done right now. And in fact, you got to hit the notification bell, and here's why. Because sometimes I don't put on Twitter or Instagram when we're doing a show. So like tonight, I was just like, we'll see. We'll see which of the Mohicans had the alerts on. And you know who had the alerts on? Seton Sesko, the 102nd best soccer ref I've ever come across. Like, I've seen 101 other ones that were a little bit better, but 102 is still pretty good. So congratulations, Seton Sesko, for being here. He says, yo, that's pretty good. Hosh M was almost first, not quite. Rico is here. Volkfang says, what's up, Jags fans? And Volkfang is the first channel member in the chat. And here's why we like channel members. And you can be a channel member if you go on my main page. There's like a $3 option. There's a $5 option. Now, I'm not trying to like sell you on anything. This is not a persuasive speech to try to get you to be a channel member. But here's why being a channel member is important to me, okay? If you look at most other YouTubers, Jags YouTubers, I love them all. I have great relationships with them all. But they just have a different style than I do. Their style is great. And I watch all of the videos and I love them. You know, they're like 8 to 10 to 12 minute videos, really high production, great thumbnails, and they're awesome. This format's a little different. As you can tell, I don't spend much time on the thumbnails. The production value, it is what it is, and we just do an hour-long shows where things go off the rails. So completely different styles, but, you know, channel members are important to me because I spend less time on production value and more time watching film. So let that be a great segue to our first play that I want to show. And usually I have them in folders like offense, defense, plays I like. Not today. Not today. Today we're just going to show some plays that I like. And this game is from the Houston Steelers game. And to be completely honest with you, I don't have my pen. Sometimes I don't come prepared. Like right now I don't have my drawing pen app open, but it should only take us a few seconds. Are we working? Look at this. This is my favorite play. It has nothing to do with the Steelers at all. I didn't watch the Steelers-Texans games. This was the first time me watching it this week was the first time I got to watch it. Watch this play here. Like, I don't know how I missed this play. Look at this. Got him. Love that play. This is the kind of stuff I would run right here. Listen, why not? You know, why not? And, you know, I can see the Jags have run plays where Trevor Lawrence has not been the passer. And they had Christian Kirk throw it last week. I think they also had Christian Kirk throwing it back to, was it Bigsby or Etienne or someone like that? Love that play. Love that play a lot, for sure. So Friday night shows, we try to get to the comments, and we are going to show some film of the Steelers and what they actually do. They have a really interesting, like, last couple games. Like, last 2 games, they've come from behind and won games when they were trailing. In fact, last week against the Rams, Kenny Pickett only had like 100 yards passing through the first 3 quarters. And even in the week before that, they had a bye week. So they went into that game off of the bye week. And the week before that, they actually ended up beating, who was it? They beat somebody pretty good. I don't know. It'll come up here in a second. But they've had a weird up and down. I think I have their schedule on here somewhere. We are all over the place. All right, let's see here. Here we go. Here's their schedule. Okay. It's like super strange. So, I don't know why I'm looking at the Rams schedule. Pittsburgh. They played the Rams, okay? They beat them 24-7. Then they beat the Ravens. That was the good team they beat. They beat the Ravens 17-10. Another weird game where, like, Lamar Jackson didn't really have a great game, and the Steelers found a way to win at the end. And that's kind of been the story of their last 2 weeks, is they've found ways to win at the end, squeaking out wins against the Rams. This is my notes right here. From the Rams game. Here's my notes. Sean McVay called like the worst game of all time. Here's their schedule. Sean McVay called the worst game of all time. They were getting like 5 yards a carry when they were running the ball up the middle. And then they ran it like 7 times, like literally on the first 2 drives up the middle and getting 5 yards a carry, torching them. Look, I mean, this is how I think they're going to have to win, is running the ball up the middle. Again, I don't have my folders really organized, but like this is kind of, again, I watched like the last 4 games, and this is a summary of it here. Okay. Okay. So see how the Steelers are lined up? Like, this is a wide 9 technique. Like, and you see TJ Watt lined up in this a lot. Like, this is a wide 9. Like, this is you're coming after the passer. Like, look how far this kick step's going to have to be to just meet him on a straight line. Like, that's a wide 9. Look at Alex Highsmith, also in a wide 9. So the Steelers are running this, like, wide 9, which I love when you're getting after the quarterback. But they run this a lot. Like, they'll run this as their base formation because they really trust their linebackers and their D tackles. But here's what I think is going to happen. I think Travis Etienne is going to have a field day running on these inside zones. Now, they may not run inside zone, but essentially running in this A gap or this B gap. I think this is going to be Travis Etienne, start him in fantasy, and potentially even start Tank Bigsby, because they are going to just run the ball down their throats. They're not going to give TJ Watt a chance to even get in there. And then once they do run the ball down their throats and TJ Watt starts actually running down the line of scrimmage, then they're going to just run play action. And they're going to get it to the edge. So take a look here. This is what the Jags and ETN are going to do the whole time here. Stafford, he's like, okay. Wow. Let's see here. That was completely – did I miss the play here? I'm telling you, I don't have any plays loaded up here. All right, well, I organized my plays here. I thought I had clipped more inside run plays. I guess that was the only one, and it's not working. Okay, let's get to some comments. We're off the rails here. Care Bear Sheriff says, what's that on your face? I must have deleted that play. Oh, well. This is my mustache right here. Porn stash, says Daniel Ficora. Is that you, Minshew? All right, so I got 10 minutes without talking about it, so that's pretty good, right? There's a lot of guys on injury report yesterday. What's going on, Jags United? Dude, I don't have, listen, so usually I organize my folders here, right? So this is just unorganized. So I'm just trying to find by my description of the play which one it is. And if this is your first time watching us, yeah, this is about what you can expect here. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to shift gears here. We're going to call an audible. We're going to pull a Pittsburgh Steelers, and we're going to change our game plan in the fourth quarter. I'm just going to go in order of my clips, regardless of where I want to go. So these could be random. This is rapid fire, boys. Are you ready for this? For some random rapid fire. All right. And I'll kind of try to remember why I clipped them all. All right. I think that we are going to have to be on these. This is the 3rd and long play against the Rams. They're going to get after you on 3rd down. And I know people already know that. But because they line up in these wide nines, they can get after the quarterback here. All right? So watch. This is 3rd and long. Rams need a lot of yards, and they send a lot of people here. Like, this is what they're going to do. Obviously, most teams want to blitz on 3rd down, but the Steelers are pretty effective at getting there. I mean, they end up sending 6 right here. Stafford kind of gets in trouble and gets sacked. So the O-line is going to have to play well. J.J. Watt, Alex Highsmith are good in those pass rush situations. That's why I think ETN is going to have to run the ball up the middle, and he's going to have to play well. And he will. I think he will. What's going on? This is from Jaggernaut. I missed Long John Silver. Thank you for being a channel member. I appreciate that. What's going on with big game this weekend? Let's go. Volk Fang says this needs to be Trevor Tank breakout game. Rico Ellis says, you think Hamilton will get traded? No, Devon Hamilton? They talking about? No. Kyle Durman, let's go, Jags. Man, I live in Ohio, so I'm surrounded by Steeler fans. We got to beat the Steelers. I love it, Kyle. I'm 66 miles, 1.5 miles hours from Pittsburgh Stadium. Huge game for me. I love it. I love it. All right, let's keep it going here. Okay, Pat Freiermuth. I went through his last 4 games. This is about all I could find out of him. Decent play here, though. I will give him credit for that. Just that corner route. It's just like, think about Trevor Lawrence rolling out to his left, to which you guys have heard me say time and time again. I think he's one of the best ever rolling out to his left as a right-handed quarterback. And then look how awkward Kenny Pickett makes this look. But you got to give credit to Freiermuth. Look, he'll line up here end line. You got to keep your eye on him. You can't forget about him, which is what I think it's Diablo for the Raiders did there. That's tough, especially when you're expecting the run. Like, look, when you come out, and the Jags defense has been good about this, but this is what's hard when you're a player, right? And this is what, as a coach, you're like drawing attention to here. They're showing run all the way. I mean, they have everyone in tight. All 11 people are here. I mean, the Raiders are playing, 10 guys in the box, and Freiermuth does a good job of sneaking out from that inline tight end spot. I mean, that you gotta read your keys. I mean, you're trying to read your primary read, and we talked about last week, you're trying to read this like triangle right here. So you're trying to do both of those at the same time to get a run read or a pass read. And when Freiermuth can you got to stick to your keys. Devin Lloyd, Aluakon, whoever it is. Could be Dewey Wingard if Cisco doesn't play. Got to be ready for that. Duval says, yeah, Florida boy. Kyle Durbin says, yep. Jaguars Nationwide says Pat Freiermuth was put on IR. IR. Beautiful. Beautiful. Again, I just clipped these plays. All right. This is literally the next play. I think it's in alphabetical order, so that's how you know I'm not lying. This is called crap Pittsburgh 2-point play. All right. So they had just like blocked a punt against the Ravens. Okay. And then they scored a touchdown. They got the ball. They are 2-point conversion. I can't remember what happened. And so you're going to see Kenny Pickett here. I just don't know. I mean, you're on like the left hash. And like, I know the NFL hashes like aren't what they used to be, but like still you're on the left hash. You know, you're in this tight formation. They're just going to flood to the left essentially. And I don't know, man, like if I like to look at 2-point conversion plays and 4th down plays because that's like a coach's like need to get it plays. Like if you look at those coach's big play sheets, they're like laminated. Doug Peterson's got the glasses on. He's looking at these huge play sheets. And like he's got a section that's probably highlighted its own color that's like 4th down and 2-point conversion plays. Like you have to have them. These are your bread and butter plays. They have to work. And so I judge a coach a lot by those plays. And this is just horrendous. I mean, what you curled out and then a corner. So like not the greatest pass concept. Now maybe there was an option route somewhere. I don't know. But it kind of looks like the way that he intentionally ran into this linebacker. Look again at number 80 here. So watch 80. He's going to intentionally hit a linebacker. And why he's doing this is because he's actually going to create a lane for this backside slant. So, or post. So you're here. Watch 80. He's going to create the lane. Kyle Hamilton's on it. Not a good play. Not a good play at all. All right. This is the Steelers will be. They didn't look good against Houston, obviously. But what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to do these play actions. So they're going to try to get Kenny Pickett out in space. Now, Matt Canada runs these play actions a bunch. Like, this is what they're going to do. They're going to try to run, and then play action. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, okay, it seems like the Jags will be able to stop, run, play action. And it's because they can, and it's because a lot of other teams have as well. The Steelers have not been moving the ball great on offense, like I said, especially in the first 3 quarters. And this stuff just becomes super predictable. I mean, Jerry Hughes is down here in this like 7 technique where you'll probably see Travon Walker. This is obviously a 4-3, but a 4-3 and a 3-4 aren't really that much different, to be honest. You're going to have a 7 technique player here. So whether it's Josh Allen or Travon Walker, this is pretty simple right here. Just like I could see the Jags doing this a lot. Like this is just not good. Again, Matt Canada is getting like booed for a reason. Like his stuff is not great by any means. They are going to use Jaylen Warren a lot. And again, sorry for the randomness here, but they're going to use Jaylen Warren a lot. He's a speedy back. He's better than Najee Harris, I think. And they're going to use him like releasing out of the backfield on catches, inside zones. And he is a shifty little dude to try to tackle. Take a look at this play here. It's against the Ravens. Just hands to him inside. He stays low and he's quick. I mean, he gives you kind of Reese Jones-Drew vibes. Like, that's hard to tackle when a guy's low and quick like that. So, tackling, obviously, every game is important. But especially for what the Steelers do. They do a lot of checkdowns. They do a lot of halfback, swings and screens and things like that. So tackling is going to be monumental for this defense. It's going to come down to the linebackers. And it's something that we've talked about all the time is it comes down to the linebackers making tackles. Tallahassee says, I've been a Jags fan for a long time. I've never been afraid of any Pittsburgh games. It's funny because when you talk to Jags fans that have been Jags fans for 2 decades, they will all say they're not afraid of the Steelers. We've had a great success against them. Okay. Here's what I hope Trey Herndon can do. Okay, this is what I have to remember why I clipped these plays because they're out of order. This is why I'm hoping, because Trey Herndon has shown us over the last couple of weeks that he is an insanely good blitzer, especially a delayed late blitzer. He's actually, I think, I would rather have him blitzing than covering. Not to say he's a bad coverage person, but he is just that good of a blitzer. Look what the Rams were able to do here with this late cornerback blitz. The Steelers don't do a good job of picking up blitzes. They really don't. And they show this game. And again, I show you these couple plays. I'm not saying look at this one play. I'm saying what I noticed from watching all of their games is this type of thing happened a lot. When the opposing defenses brought blitzers in late, like you can see the Rams intentionally did that. Then they forced a lot of problems on Kenny Pickett. Even his own fan base is saying he's not very accurate. Oh, we probably should have started with the biggest thing that the Jags are going to have to stop, and that's Pickens, George Pickens. And I know he said what he said, but he's a good receiver. He's a really good receiver. So this is the fourth quarter of the Ravens game. The Steelers needed to score here. Again, they could not move the ball at all. I love their 11 personnel. That's one tight end, one running back. They're in a 2-by-1, right? We read, just like you read left to right, there's two over here, one receiver over here. So in coach speak, we'd call this 11 gun, 2-by-1, and then whatever the play is, Texas. Whatever. I mean, the NFL is all complicated, but that's how they do it. All right. Kenny Pickens is going to be at the bottom of your screen. And Ravens, obviously playing man, covers 0, 0 in coverage. They're all in 0 zone players. So here they come. Pickens gets released to the outside. I mean, that's pretty poor coverage, to be honest. Maybe Pickens does. And that's the thing, is being 6'4" allows you to kind of shed people off with your hands, kind of like Pickens does here. And he's good at timing it up. He timed it up just early enough to where the ref didn't call it PI, but just late enough to where it created separation. I mean, and that's what a good wide receiver does. You can call it a penalty all you want. That's what a good receiver does. Here's Pickens on another jump ball, same game. Top of your screen here. Yeah, I mean, this is what's going to be tough to cover. And at the end of the day, you just got to be like, George Pickens is going to get his. Players are going to get their yards. I mean, that's one thing that we know from watching sports. But you can still win in spite of that. I mean, we knew Alvin Kamara was going to get his yards. And he did. We talked about that on this show. We were like, we're going to have to contain Kamara. He's going to get his yards. They're going to give him the ball a lot, but we have to just not let him destroy us. Here's another play where they throw it up to Pickens. I can't remember if he catches it or not. Oh, yeah. Doesn't get called incomplete, but again, he's going to go to Pickens here. I mean, this is a good little route right here. Oh, I remember why I clipped this play. So they want the jump ball here. They obviously want the jump ball in the back of the end zone. I'm not a huge fan of throwing the ball to big players in the middle of the field because it makes them have to kind of use too much body control. They may have to open up, or they may have to come across the other way. And they're pro athletes and they can do it. And that's why they're trying it here. But I've just noticed that they're better at these back corner jump balls where they can kind of turn their back and then go up over people. So I get you have to mix it in, but these types of plays are difficult for anyone to convert. And so the fact that George Pickens almost converts this is pretty impressive. He catches the ball, he just gets pushed out of bounds. And then at the very end, look what he does. Watch him right here. Got to throw it up, bro. Got to throw it up. All right. Kenny Pickett will scramble on you. So you have to be aware for that. So, again, like I said, it comes down to the linebackers. They have to be able to contain Pickett. I don't know if spy is the right word. Whether it's a Luakon, Lloyd, Muma. I think Wingard's going to end up playing in the box a lot with Cisco, nursing a hamstring still. But, I mean, this is what Pickett can do to you. So, this is against the Raiders. I mean, this run ends up getting called back. I still don't know what the penalty's for. I actually kind of want to go back and look. I mean, good run here. So the penalty was called right here at the bottom of your screen. I don't know. I don't know what this guy called. I really don't. I don't know. Good run by Kenny Pickett. So it comes back with the flag. This is the very next play. Very next play. Kenny Pickett in shotgun. Drops back. Spins out. Look at that. So the dude's not afraid to run on you. He's not. Definitely not afraid to run on you. So we got to be aware of that. We got to be ready for that. Next play. The Texans just kind of stuffing the run game here. Again, I'm not too sold on the Steelers' offensive line, personally. Both of their double teams weren't even able to move the defensive lineman off the ball. The edge player does his job, and now you got two fill-in linebackers. They don't run the ball well. This is the play I was looking for earlier. So this is where I said Watt out here, Highsmith out here. You can see, look how, again, wide 9. This is what I was talking about. Wide 9 out here. Highsmith out here. And again, another 9 technique. And again, this is not third down. So they have a lot of trust in their inside backers here to stop the run here. Not the same play. I guess I clipped the wrong play. All right. Poor blocking. Poor blocking right here. That's a hold, too. I think I got called for the hold on that play. And I was just hyping up Jalen Warren, but this is a bad block. And again, this is what they're going to give you. They're going to give you poor blocking. So that's definitely going to have to be their biggest thing. I mean, if we look at their PFF grades, which you guys know me, I like to do that. Their offensive grades, George Pickens, highest graded player. And this is from last game. So 80, obviously had a good game. Kenny Pickett, decent game. I'm going to look at their entire, this was against the Rams game. I kind of want to see their entire grades here. Team report, we'll go offense and defense. All right, so offensive grades, George Pickens. Yep, because Deontay Johnson's out. For guys that have played in every game, Najee Harris. Isaac Samalu, Kenny Pickett. See, Kenny Pickett hasn't been great. 62 offensive grade. Jalen Warren, a guy who I think is good, but is down here at 58.4. And I'm probably because he had bad grades for then, but. All right, here's them giving up a sack again. Like, this is just poor blocking. And this is last week. Like, no adjustments at all. I don't know if the play was called to the left or what. Just the kind of show we needed, said Chef Florida Boy. Raiden Shogun. What up, Pokey? Pokey, I've been seeing you've been streaming on Twitch lately, and I haven't been able to watch it all because I've been working all week. So I will watch your Twitch. If you want to, I'm also on Twitch. If you look in the video description, my Twitch link's on there, and I just go on there and kind of mess around sometimes. It's for the young gamer in me. Gets a lot out of it. All right, the Rams do. I misclipped a lot of these plays. Wow. All right, this was the blocked punt I was talking about. Look. I mean, I watched this in the reverse angle, and if the Steelers only have one player out there on the Gunners, we need to go max protect because they will come after the ball. This is pretty impressive here by 28. Yeah, that's a good feeling. That's a good feeling right there. All right, the last play I have. The last play I have because I didn't want to show it. All right. Something may look off about this clip. Wrong color. We need the right color for this. You know who this is right here? TJ Watt. So, like, for all of the Trevon Walker being that guy, this is what that guy looks like. Okay? All right, take a look at this. I could not believe this play. TJ Watt out there in space. And look at what, like, this is absolutely mind-blowing. Stafford is looking at this curl here to Cooper Kupp. Look where TJ Watt is. He starts breaking on it instantly. Leaves his guy, does not care. Starts breaking on it. It's one of the best defensive back plays I've ever seen from anybody. Look at the instincts on this guy. Now, TJ Watt has not had a good season as a pass rusher. And when I mean that, I don't mean it as like productivity by the numbers because, yes, he is really good. And by no means am I saying anything bad about him. But when you think of TJ Watt, you think of like the best defensive player in the league. You think Micah Parsons. You think TJ Watt. You know, that's what you think. He's been getting pressures, but he's not been dominant. So PFF grades are a little bit down. But when you do stuff like this, I don't know, man. I don't know. All right. I think I'm going to retire the film breakdown for tonight. We're going to definitely be pumped for this Sunday's game. I can't wait to see the Jags. I think they're going to beat the Steelers. I think they're a better team. But you never know on any given Sunday. It's weird. I wanted to use the Houston Texans as the team to be like they beat Texans beat us both pretty good. I mean, I think I saw something where the Steelers went 9 quarters without scoring. Before, I mean, they've had a rough go at it on offense. So I think the Jags will win pretty handedly. I hope so. Timmy Devil says, bang up job, United. Just kidding. We love the content. Yeah, no, this was a good show. I enjoyed it. Not much organization to my film, but that's just because I didn't have time to do it. Appreciate y'all being here. Make sure to follow and subscribe to everything. I will be on Twitch after this for those of you that are interested. And until Tuesday night when we break down the Steelers film, good or bad, I will see